Going live. I believe we are live.
That's it. Yes.
Yeah.
Shunterfest.
Gronk it up, baby. Oh, you love a shunter. Yes, you know you do. Ooh, Gronk it. Is that the wrong song? Would you prefer the normal one? I bet you really would. Okay. In that case, if you go up to the loft today, you're sure of a big surprise. If you go up to the loft today, you'll believe your eyes. For every train there ever was has gathered there together, because today's the day that Jenny does the Monday Club.
Monday Club for everyone.
Yay! So here we are, and everyone's saying, "Oh my goodness, I see no Gronks." Well, you will see many Gronks tonight, because it is, of course, the Diesel Shunter special.
Yeah,
Jenny,
Shunterfest.
take it away. Gronk,
right,
Gronk.
Yeah. Right, okay. Well, hoving into view.
Hoving,
My
goodness.
Yes, write that down. We must use that word more often, and then shut up. We do have a Red Star Parcels 08721 is just coming into view. You will also see down here, that's a Class 8.
Who let the Gronks out?
There's a Class 9 there. So I count currently at least 3 Gronks on screen. Plus we've also got, I think they called them Jockos. Class 3 there. What else have we got? Is that actually? Oh no, that's just off screen. Right, we've also got a Class 7 shunter going round. And if I now rather naughtily drag this back,
that's
Class 8. Class 8. So we have got a lot going on, but I've also catered
forcefully. That's just naughty.
Yeah, it's
like leave it alone.
It's like when you scratch records.
Leave the Gronk alone. It was gronking it up. Leave it alone.
Okay, right. Stop it. Behave yourself. I was going to say something monumentally, pivotally important.
No, you weren't.
But right, yesterday, you may remember, we did a special Sunday stream in aid of the MRYCG. 24 hours of live stream. Went really, really well, except the computer didn't work. And actually, I'm really impressed that how coherently I could talk for an hour in the office downstairs, which Zoe has set up for doing her live streams, which do not feature model railways in any way, shape or form.
It's all about, for me.
Apparently 400 watchers. Have we got 400 already?
No, 400 watchers and Zoe gets a pizza.
No, 500 watchers, because we do actually quite often, if not every week, crest that 400 mark. So don't forget to tickle that like button, share the stream to social media, Instagram, Twitter, Boxface, Tubester, Conkbox, all those sort of things. It's all good. So we've got Bagnall Dave, says Bagnall's by any other name, please. Peter Leyland, Bangotty Junction, Carl Braund, Richard Swiderski, Hermitage Road, Clive Cobalt, Crossways Point Junction. David Scott says, just looked at my winter 62-63 combined volume. Help me here, Zoe. It's going to disappear off the screen. And it shows that Newport Docks had D3800 to do D3824 delivered brand new to replace the GWR 37XX tanks that serviced the docks from Newport Pill 86B shed. Anti-1962 says, gronk it up, baby. Oh yeah, gronk it up. David Cook says, hello, bang, M8. I think...
What is Conkbox? Well, it's a one that we made up for a comic.
Yeah, it's got a lot of nose to it. Rule 1 model railways. Trains. Put a gronk on the biggest express train ever. There is a big express train. I'm going to change camera angles so that... there we are. Count them up. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 7 coaches, 7 Mark 1s. Behind that single Red Star Parcels Class 8, which was a Model Zone Special Commission indeed. I think it was about, I think it was the very last Special Commission that Model Zone commissioned just before they went bankrupt. So it's one that's actually, you basically got it at a knockdown price because it was in the clearance sale. Now, for all the people who always every week go, I don't like diesels, what about some steam locos? We have the Hornby 00 Duchess of Atholl, just making it round there, with a rake of Mark 1 blue-grey coaches. I think they're all, they are all Bachmann ones. Now, a big thank you to George Botterini, who very, very kindly donated $10 on the super chat at the start. So thank you very much for that. Paul Astle says, I spot Tamworth Castle. Yes. With the ice cream van livery and the silver roof is back there. That's the Hellion model. And eventually Zoe will edit up the video. I did a full review of the Hellion Class 25s and really enjoyed the new model. It really is good. Evan Terry says TARDIS by the Class 40. It's actually a Class 46, but I do know where you mean. So the cupboard monkey will be able to
I don't control this. The doctor controls
Yeah,
this.
you do. Hello, Patrick Ling. Alan Reynolds. PVA J-Cloth. Alan Reynolds. Hi to you. David Watt says, hi. Not watched yesterday's stream yet. Seems to be jumping everywhere with this. So if I missed your comment, remember... I'm not ignoring you, just the comments whiz up so quickly that quite often it's very hard to keep up. So if I don't answer your question, just wait a suitable length of time. Don't just sort of go like, answer my question.
Yeah, don't spam it.
But I will try and get round to it. But as you can probably understand from watching the chat disappear up the screen at really high pace, it can sometimes get a little bit frantic in here. J94, hi to you. Ron B, Fraser Cottrell, I'm doing great, thanks. Hope you are well today. David Cook, ML, hello to you. Gary Lewis says, evening Jenny and Zoe, I'm up in the loft tonight. Got my 08 on one freight and an 03 on another. Boom! I do love Shunter locomotives. And for some reason, right, I've... Yes! We have Gronktasticness going across on camera 2 there. I think that's camera 2. Yes, it is camera 2. I've moved all the camera angles round.
Now you
and
can't
I was
remember
going
where everything
to.
is.
I know. We do need to rename them actually on the stream deck.
This one's now a mountain cam, isn't it?
If
I put my arm into shot, it's right next to me. I've got to be careful.
Yes. I do wish you would be careful more often. Gary Lewis, hi to you. Evening, Jenny and Zoe. Sorry, I've just read that. Flymo Chairman, Garthian, new camera angle. Yeah, a lot of new camera angles. Wamgok says, confession, not that keen on Gronks. Barnabas Junction, I hope your travels yesterday went without any issues. Yes, they did actually, but it certainly did. Thank you very much.
For those who don't like Gronks, don't worry. Everyone is welcome. You're wrong, but everyone is welcome.
We also have a couple of Class 25s on just shuttling using the DCC Concepts ABC shuttle along with the Zenback decoders. We've got a Hellion Class 07 shunter. It's 07009 of the V2 variety. That's the one with the dual braking system and high-level air pipes. And we've also, of course, got the Hornby 00 Duchess of Atholl. You remember last year the epicness in trying to get hold of one of those. Peter Reed says, hit that like button, guys. Certainly, yes. Don't forget to tickle that like button and share us too. And if you haven't already done so, do consider sharing to the stream and tickle the bell to be the first to know about new videos. Houston WHAP says, TARDIS in the wagon. Gosh, you guys are good today. Really good. James Hardy says, are you getting the Blue Hornby Merchant Navy? I'm actually holding out for the rebuilt Merchant Navy, it must be said. I really do quite like...
Listen to your mouse. It might stop you hungry. Yes, show the address to everyone.
Oh, right, yeah, everybody, just in case. That's where I live.
Oh, the other side.
I know, I'm not showing the other side.
You did, that's what I'm saying.
Right, Andy1960 says, I know it's Gronkfest, but I really love your Duchess of Atholl. So jealous. Thank you ever so much. It was quite an epic thing to get one. They only made 500. And I've got certificate 0, which is quite an achievement in and of itself. Right. What else have we got? Trains. Thank you ever so much. Says subscribe to Jenny Kirk. Certainly, yes. Pete Clark says hello, Bernie. Hi, Simon. Flymo Chairman 1. Hi to you. Barnabas Junction says liking those BR blue and grey coaches. Thank you ever so much. I really do like the Bachmann Mark 1s. They've been a great coach for modelers out there ever since they were introduced. And it's one of the things I always say about how it's quite scary how prices have gone up. When the BR Mark 1 coaches were introduced by Bachmann in about 2003, something like that, I remember Hatton's selling them for £16.50 each. William Robinson says, Monday Club, the perfect accompaniment to uni essay referencing session. Oh, thank you ever so much. Banford Junction says, can you show us your Class 07? Let me see now. If I can just try and get it on screen. So, yeah, you'll see it there at the head of the oil tank train. That is the Class 07 Shunter. Now, one of the big things that's been going on is... No! Hold on. No, we do not want a copyright strike for Zoe's ringtone. So just put that to silent. Hi to you, Southern Train Curl. Great to see you in. Josh's Railway Adventures. Crystal Penguin. Will you get the new Rapido GWR 16XX model? Yes, I'm actually really looking forward to all the new Rapido models. I know that there's... it's either the 16XX or the 15XX. I always get those two mixed up. That has already been delivered from Model Rail. I don't have one of those, but certainly it's on the hit list. Andrew B. Midlands Model Railway says, I hope Wally NEC happens this year. My daughter gave me a lovely cash gift and would like to spend it there. Haha. I take it is burning a hole in your pocket. Yeah, Iron Horse Heathen, unscripted phone call, very much. Samuel Ives, evening everyone. I'm running my Gronk this evening. Totty Train Man, hi to you. Chris Hales, Heritage Railway. Sue at Pudham Junction says, evening Jenny, Zoe and all. Hope you're not all snowed in. Yeah, it's actually been quite a thing actually. Oh yeah, there we are. Yeah, well, a lot of people had snow. A few people sent me pictures of snow in Aberdeen, parts of Derbyshire, Orkney as well had some quite savage snow. So yeah, a few people out there have had snow. I believe there might be some more forecast tonight. Certainly in the UK, it's probably somebody out in the wilds of Montana going, snow? It's been snow for ages. So somebody in the somewhere, what's the name of the place that's right up at the top of Canada? Fairbanks, is it Fairbanks? Also, oh my words, right, let me just try and find Robert Steers. Thank you ever so much. Very, very kindly donated $9.99. Thank you ever so much for that. And also don't forget to check out the American Limited Models review that we did last week. And just to keep you updated on that, hopefully they will be being stocked by Railroads of Sheffield, which is part of Rails of Sheffield. So if you really like the review of those tank wagons, then they hopefully will become a little bit easier to find. David Scott says, Jenny, you may find that you'll need to lower your comment screen. You will end up with a stiff neck with the setting that you have. Yeah, I'm sort of like this a lot. And maybe I need a taller seat. I do have the new screen, and what we've done is you can, on OBS, you can set it to pop out chat, and we've put that to the second monitor, which is pretty good. But I know what you're saying about having a crick in my neck.
Chat's not OBS.
Somebody tried to phone you, so I had to turn your phone to silent.
Oh, that'll be my dad, sir, or my dad.
So that we didn't get a copyright strike.
Sorry about that.
Right. Yeah. Oh yeah. Sorry. I'm getting. It's actually. I'm just getting. It's just moved. Will Tucker said, snowed in Middleton this morning, not in Bolton. It did snow this morning, but it did disappear very, very quickly. Barnabas Junction says, what happened to the PC? I hope Zoe didn't have a headache fixing it. Actually, I did most of the fixing on it with a big lump hammer. I did some precision adjusting. Actually, no.
That's how you broke it.
What I did was actually, it went all Microsoft. So what I actually ended up doing was I ran the Windows 10 repair program, did a bit of fiddling and got it up and running. So we are actually all up and at 'em here. Vatten Demonen says, God Cavell, long time no see. I hope I'm saying that right. Banford Junction says, I bought the 07 Harry Needle one. They are great, actually. Rails of Sheffield on Friday had a one-day flash sale on the Hellion. On the Hellion Class 7. I must admit, I bought 07002. Now, I already have 07009, the factory weathered version. Love that model. That's the one that's going round. I've got 07010 from the first batch, and I've just bought 07002. I really couldn't resist that at the I think it was about 89.50. If you're thinking, oh, that's good, I'll go and get that. They've gone back up to just slightly under £100, but Rails of Sheffield has been doing some flash sales all weekend. Robert Steer says, give that PC a good bash. Work!
That's how she breaks things.
Ham Shackleton says, no snow in Cheshire, but the heat outside is sadly lacking. Garthian says, I've got 4 of Hornby's new pre-grouping coaches in the London North Western Railway coming on Wednesday. Can't wait. First set of them. You will not be disappointed. The London and North Western ones are really, really great. Hold on. It's very hard to...
Dave Thompson says, any idea where I can get a Garrett from in 009? It was all in capitals, so...
Oh, right. Was that...
he was talking like a Dalek.
Billy's replacement speakers.
Yes.
Right. I'm actually having great difficulty. It keeps sort of like just trying to flick me back up to date. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop out the live chat on the old fun.
Okay, well, in that case, we'll just deal with this.
Yeah, the Unfamiliar Terrier 48, hello to you. B. Moses has got the blue and white 07. Yeah, the Powell Dufferin Coal Concentration Depot one. That really did look quite a nice one as well. I was quite tempted by some of the others, but you can end up spending a lot on some of these flash sales, it has to be said. Naive Gauge, hi everyone. Barnabas Junction says Zoe is opening Easter Chockies. Yes, she is. So we're having Easter minstrels.
You have to move the TARDIS.
Jet Bloob, 500 for Cena. Afternoon to you. Evan Terry says, what is a good cheap N-Gauge Gronk I can get? In N-Gauge, I think it's Graham Farish make the Gronks. They have been around for a while. What I would say is that the older ones have a bit of a chassis. So you want one of the newer ones that have been around long enough that there's quite a few of them out there.
You've moved all the cameras now. I don't know which button does what. Can you put something on that's actually got a train on it?
Yeah, sure. That one should have a train on.
We've just had that one.
Oh, right. Well, in that case, that one should have a train on. Can't get the stuff.
Oh, my goodness. What are you doing to me?
B2000 RO Toys channel, hello to you. Gosh, why is that flickering? Let me just see if I can fix that.
Because you've broken everything again.
Let's just see if I can... Yeah, there we are. I don't know why I was doing that.
You've broken everything.
Marco Luciano, hi to you. Clive Cobold, Jenny, I have 3 of the new Helium Class 860 electric locomotives coming. Yes, and of course... That is one of the other things that is one of the other things that's coming soon, which is going to strain the old finances. Jay says that Murdoch I told you about last week only went for around £870. Bargain. Only.
Was it
my
literally
word.
Murdoch from the A-Team? Is that why it was valuable?
Trains asks, what's the best cheap Gronk I can get for 00? Actually, the Bachmann ones tend to go quite cheap, usually about £30-35. But the Hornby ones are good. The new Hornby ones. Don't get the railroad ones. rubbish, to be honest with you. So I'd probably say you probably get a decent Bachmann one quite cheaply. David J says, have a confession. Last week, just after you said there wouldn't be any videos, I went to sleep. I woke up when you were showing videos. I had YouTube on autoplay and it was playing a different Monday Club. Boom!
I can't believe what I've just done.
What have you just done?
I pushed a memory card into this little cube camera
Mm-hmm.
to to set it up so we could get some footage.
Right.
But it didn't pop in, and the spring launched it down the stairs.
Well, go and get it. Silly Billy. Right. J. Paul Anderson, hi to you. Banford Junction. I pre-ordered the Pride Pendo from Hornby. Yeah, there's some great models coming out at the moment. So many great models. Poshington 01, hi to you. Naive Gauge Bank Holiday Monday confused me. Did not realise the Monday Club was this evening. I know in the UK, there's probably people around the world going, what are you on about? But in the UK, Easter, to be honest, you get more days off than you do at Christmas. It's really weird. Easter never felt like a big thing for me growing up. But we have Good Friday and Easter Monday. So you end up with a 4-day weekend. And I think that it's pretty much the only 4-day weekend that you will get, unless Christmas and Boxing Day fall either Thursday, Friday, or Monday, Tuesday. And it's the only other time that you will actually get a 4-day weekend in this country. Right. Pete Clark, hi to you.
Garth Shackleton says, it was the clocks that sprang forward, not your memory cards.
Yeah, that's the other thing as well. It was the really naff one where you lose an hour and it's like, we lost an hour in bed. I like the one at the end of the year where they give you it back and it's like, oh, you turn over
Dave
and go
Thompson's
back to
asking where he could find a 009 Garrett.
009 Garrett.
I'm not sure you can.
You probably have to make it in kit form, would be my guess.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
I'm not aware of a ready-to-run one. It has to be said. But somebody in the chat might know otherwise. I know Garthian, it tends to be the resident Garrett, the resident Garrett expert. Science Model Railway Junction says, is there anywhere else except for Rails of Sheffield you can get your wagons from? I'm afraid that at the moment there's an exclusive distribution deal with Rails of Sheffield for those wagons. So unfortunately at the moment that is the only place that you can get them from. I don't know whether that will change in the future. Unlikely to change if if they all sell out, and they're over 50% sold now. In fact, I haven't had an update in a week and a half, so they may well have put on a bit of a spurt. So if you do want one of the Jenny Monday Club wagons, which is an MDV from Acura scale, with the Jenny Monday Club stencil graffiti logo on, plus empty to wear yard stencil on both sides.
You've forgotten your own spiel.
I'm just tripping over my words. There's no script here, Right, Oliver, Soul Road Junction, hi to you. Richard Swiderski says, TARDIS flying around Weir Yard. Actually, I should. I've just had a thought. I don't think. No, it's not. It just suddenly occurred to me that it's not actually on camera.
Now everyone can see where you've put it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, there you are. You do your special dance.
You as doofus.
Marco Luciano, hi to you. Dave Thompson, hi to you. Ron B. These Graham things are a little outdated. I think the Graham Farish Class 8s, the newer ones are really good with a proper... they really are got a proper chassis. The older ones, new. Sean Cock, hi from South Africa. I want to know, do you have a South African train, and if your father's steam tractor is finished? My father's steam tractor is not yet finished. It is getting closer and closer. What was the other part of that? I've just a South African train. I don't know. There's an Aussie locomotive. We've got some US stock knocking about. There's also a French locomotive and some French wagons up at the top there. Chris Cal 1959 says, 009 Garrett, try backwards miniatures. Charles Walsh, hope you get my latest donation. Just sent it. Oh, thank you very much. What I will do is, I know some people also donate via paypal.me.
And it's
so
very generous of you. Thank you so much.
It is, absolutely. And of course, donated by paypal.me. It is...
YouTube doesn't take that cut.
Yeah, let me just...
Naive Gauge, while you're working, says, as soon as the mall shops reopen, I'm going to go to my local and buy a Farish 8F in black LMS livery.
Oh,
what are you all going to buy?
They do look good, actually, those Farish 8Fs. So I'm just at the moment...
When our local model shop reopens, I think I'm going to pop down and see if he's got any Star Trek kits. Because I did a, for one of the early Monkey builds, a TIE Fighter. I'd love to do an Enterprise.
Yeah, what about just doing like an Airfix Spitfire? But first up, Charles Walsh very, very kindly sent £10 via the paypal.me. Thank you ever so much. That is incredibly, incredibly kind of you. So thank you so much for that.
Alan Bevan says, do your electric and diesel locomotives have trained drivers and are they able to sit down properly? Apparently Chadwick Model Railways chopped their legs off.
It depends on the locomotives. Yeah, there are some train drivers and some of them have had to be basically amputated from the waist down. But there are others where, like for example, the new Hellion Class 25s, full height cabs, full height seats. SDJR 7F88, big hello to you. Peter Reed asks, Jenny, how is Potato Mounted? It's doing really well, actually. It's going to be moving back into the library at some point soon after I've cleared out all of the filming stuff. Oh, wow.
Oh, thank you so much, Valleys56XX. That is really generous of you.
Thank you ever so much. Valleys56XX has donated £4.99 for the beverage fund, ladies.
Thank you so much.
And Garthian as well, very, very kindly given £4.99. I thought you'd give a bit of money towards your next loco. Thank you ever so much. And it will probably be, at the moment, I must admit, I do go through phases of which locomotives to buy. I wasn't able to get the Hellion Class 35. I ordered up the one in Dutch livery, 35017, and unfortunately the shop couldn't find it. So I didn't end up getting a Class 35. Really, really wanted that tops numbered one. What I am thinking of at the moment, Class 86 from Hellion, the new ones, really liking the look of those. But also, Rails of Sheffield have got some of the Hellion Class 02 280 locomotives, the Gresley 280s. And I am actually quite tempted to get one of those. Although I know that there's been a lot of talk of them not being up to scratch. And it might be quite interesting, actually, to just buy one and review it and just see how good they really are. Jay says there's a manufacturer that makes figurines without their lower halves made specifically to fit inside coaches. That's actually a really great idea. Graham Smith Thompson, hi to you.
Jay asked what the beverage of choice tonight is. Well,
it's Diet Coke, I'm afraid.
The old hokey cokey. We're getting through it at a rare old pace here as well.
Yeah, hokey cokey.
Yes, for anyone who ever says that context doesn't matter and the way you say things doesn't matter as long as your intention is correct, I will give you a very clear difference. Oh, hokey cokey cokey and oh, hokey cokey cokey.
Yes. Right. Jerry BVR, hi to you. Shalford Junction says Sky Internet just gone down. Having to view by 6-inch screen instead of the 55-inch.
Oh.
Yeah, internet has been a little bit flaky at the moment. The Unfamiliar Terrier 48 says, go to Olivia's Trains. They have loads of new old stock. They also make a Class 13 Master and Slave with Bachman and Hornby. Yeah, the thing about Olivia's Trains is, yes, they do have extensive new old stock, but it isn't necessarily at a super cheap price. So I will go and have a look, but they tend to charge a bit of a premium.
For the one guy who... Sorry, I've got to put in, because there's a guy who keeps speaking in a different language, and I want him to be included, but Warten de Morgen, kan das nach Englisch.
speaking in
English.
Yeah, at the moment he's speaking in Norwegian. I think
Yeah.
he's speaking to a couple of other people who are Norwegian.
It's just that it will confuse people and they'll think that you're asking questions here, and they will constantly say, "Can you speak English?"
Charles Walsh asks, how off is it to use HO figures in my OO? Use them away. You've got to remember that human beings come in all shapes and sizes. So whilst notionally HO figures might tend to be a bit smaller, just remember, look at the people around you on the streets. You know, you get big people, little people.
You get very big people at the moment, thanks to lockdown.
Yeah, imagine Richard Keel stood next to Lucy Porter, and basically that's like total extremes of little and large. And you can mix and match these figures, HO and 00 figures, perfectly fine to mix and match. I use a lot of HO figures on Weir Yard because actually there's some great ranges from the likes of Prizer and Noch, and also Woodland Scenic Accents as well. In fact, I've got up here, let me just move that out of the way. There's some of the Scenic Accents. These are ice skaters. So there's a really great choice of different figures, and they mix and match perfectly well. Janie B, hi to you. Janie B asks, I think Pico had plans to make a Garrett with collaboration with Cato. No, it's the Small Englands and later on the Double Fairleys are the plans. I don't know whether if they're successful, they might also look into the Garrett, which would certainly be really great. Right.
Oh my goodness, that is amazing.
What?
Phil Metcalf says, I made a model of a bird of prey. Put it on a stand on a shelf and then took it outside to cover it in primer.
Zach Farnworth, you didn't have to, but thank you ever so much.
You
Donated
really
£2. Says, love all the content you make. You both make well done. Thank you ever so much, Zach Farnworth, from Auntie Jenny and Auntie Zoe. Thank you ever so much.
She's too generous.
The Unfamiliar Terrier at 48 says, yeah, Olivia's trains have a large price. I get that, but you have to have what?
I was in the middle of saying something. You jumped in and talked over me. Phil Metcalf, he made a model of a bird of prey, Klingon bird of prey, put up a stand for it on a shelf, but then took it outside to prime the bird of prey. His friend showed up, and that's what the stand was for. So he said, oh, it's my cloaked bird of prey.
Oh, my word.
Right, now you can go back to what you're saying.
Apparently there's people speaking in Klingon. James Hardy asks, what's your favourite steam locomotive class? A steam locomotive class? Oh, that's a toughie, actually. I really like the Princess Coronation class, things like Duchess of Montrose and Duchess of Atholl. I've actually got, I'm just looking up there, I've got 3 Princess Coronation classes, and I've also got 2 of the Princess Royals as well, which are very, very similar. And I really do love those locomotives. And we've got the Duchess of Atholl going round at the moment. Right, Donegal Dad, hi to you.
Shalford Junction has a good point here. He's back on his 55 screen again. He says, have you looked at Gumtree? There are some really good prices around. Hornby sound-fitted West Country for £60.
That sounds almost too good to be true. But yeah, I mean, there are people who... Belmont Junction has said £10 for the Jenny Fund. So
yeah, you say it might seem too... Oh, my goodness.
Thank you ever so much.
Change this camera, please. I just put my arm into the...
Were you flailing? Let me go to that camera. Robert Illman very, very kindly sent £10 on the paypal.me link. Thank you ever so much for that. You guys have been really generous tonight, so thank you ever so much. McBenman1 says, my favourite steam locomotive is the NSB Type 18C. Shalford Junction, Gumtree purchases unused Hornby Grange, £50. Yeah, there are some good bargains out there.
If you look around, you'll get a bargain.
Some of the Facebook... buy and sell groups. Unfortunately, of late, they seem to have become populated with people trying to...
Scam
there's a lot of scammers. You've got to be ever so careful. Do not use PayPal friends and family to pay people that you don't know. There are a lot of scams out there. always insist to use like the ordinary PayPal where you get protection, because if you pay somebody on PayPal friends and family and they don't send you the thing, you have no recourse to PayPal. So just be ever so careful about that.
The other thing, of course, is those ones that want to prove that you are who you say you are before they'll send something. So they'll say, can you send me the 6-digit code I've just sent you?
Hey?
That's the 2-step verification for your account they're trying to steal from you.
Oh gosh, right, yeah, there's lots of... Yeah, but the thing is, it's like, do you want my money or not? Just stop messing me about.
Yeah.
Charles Walsh says, this may be silly, but did wagons from other roads go to other locations? Garthian says, has very, very kindly donated £4.99. There are people on Shapeways who do 3D printed Garrett models. Not sure on prices, but the prints are good, but do need a powered chassis to run. Definitely, yeah. There's a lot of great stuff on Shapeways. We did actually review the Enwins 3D Hudswell Clark long tank body say. I've just seen Wardle Road in the house. Thank you ever so much. Welcome to you. Nuts and Bolts 77. Hi to you. Marcio Luciano says, do you have a Bachmann Chuggington? I don't know. I don't have any of the TV tie-ins.
Why not?
Right.
Legitimate question. Why not?
I just don't.
Is it just not your thing?
Not really my thing. I may get some of the Bachmann Thomas the Tank Engine stuff in the future. They do look quite good. Patrick Furlong says, I'm extra cautious after someone hacked my PayPal last year. Yes, it does happen. You've got to be extra careful. Flymo Chinaman 1 has... somebody says my second main line stopped. It has.
Oh no!
Oh no, the Gronk is struggling.
Now we get the butt cam while Jenny fixes this.
Okay, butt cam to the rescue. I think what I might need to do...
Are you gronking it up again?
Yeah, I'm thinking that.
You might need one to help.
Yeah, I'm thinking, right.
Add an extra gronk. Stick a gronk on it.
Yeah, you can never have too many gronks.
Gronk,
I am going... Sorry, that's like big fat belly cam. I've got a hair off the shelf up there. Oh, it's a little bit dusty, actually.
You don't gronk it up anywhere near enough if it's dusty.
I've got 08800 in intercity livery. Thank you ever so much to
JJ Williams. Thank you.
Wow, have I missed a couple there? So JJ Williams 1984 very, very kindly donated £10.
It's Garthian, of course.
Yes, and Garthian as well. Thank you ever so much. So of course, they're coming in thick and fast here.
My goodness, guys, you're so generous. Thank you.
Wow, it's just like, oh my word,
goodness,
Nuts and Bolts 77. This is, wow, it's getting wild tonight, isn't it? Nuts and Bolts 77.
Well.
Oh my word.
Guys,
where's
so
the
generous. Thank you.
Where's the Belmont Junction one?
PayPal.
Ah, right. Sorry, I'm going to have to.
You are so thank you so much.
You are incredibly generous tonight. Patrick Furlong sent £1 through the PayPal.me. Says Zoe, get Jenny with the pointer. Also got a space shuttle model that needs building. You can have it if you want it.
No, you don't need. Patrick, you are too generous. You really are.
Wow, gosh, it's going wild tonight. Iron Horse Heathen says got garlic bread now with ghost chili sauce. That sounds
like Dalek bread. It'll exterminate you.
I'm afraid ghost chili sauce. It'll burn on the way in and it'll burn on the way out as well. So you might want to put your loo roll in the freezer. Charlie McGowan, big hello to you. Hythe Kent, there are dozens of locos and scores of other rolling stock. It looks fairly recent. As some say, DC. What method would Monday Club folks suggest to dispose of it, avoiding eBay? There are some great Facebook groups, and it's always worth having a punt around through them. Right, let me...
Absolutely. Hello to Pete Clark. And Marco Luciano says he saw an LNER train today. Very nice.
Right, you keep talking, keep reading stuff out whilst I get this set up.
Iron Horse Heathen, I think, is on the same wavelength as me, both on pipes, cigars, and on ghost chili peppers. He says it's the sauce that keeps on giving.
Yes, not off.
Lou roll in the freezer, quote of the night. Absolutely. If you're going to have ghost peppers, you've got to prepare.
Jay says, I'll jump on the bandwagon too if there's any seeds left. Happy Easter. God bless. Thank you ever so much. That is so generous. Valley's 56XX. My mate makes ghost chili sauce. It's evil and I love it in a pot noodle. You don't so much taste the pot noodle as just heat. Let's go to the pub. Jesus, does anyone have a recommendation on an 00 gauge Class 08 shunter? Now, what I would say is the Bachmann Class 8 shunters are all good. The ones that you'll see going around at the moment, we've got, in fact, just hovering into view, a pair of Bachmann Class 8s. They are actually good, solid models. The Super Detail Hornby model is marginally better, but you will pay more for it. It's, you know, swings and roundabouts. But the Super Detail Hornby Class 8 is probably the Rolls Royce of the Class 8 world in 00. So between those two, there's a lot of choice. Certainly the Bachmann Class 8's been around since, it's probably like late 90s. And actually there's so many different versions. Dave Pippin, FB TV Entertainment says, Jenny, what oil do you use for locomotive motors? I actually use semi-synthetic motor oil because it's actually formulated to be quite kind to plastic and rubber, things like that. And I apply it. I've actually got the syringe here. I actually use a syringe with a fairly heavy gauge needle on the front, which... what are you doing?
I was trying to change the camera.
Oh, well, try pressing a different one. So this, you can very, very accurately put a tiny drop of oil where you want it. You don't end up flooding things with oil. It just happens to be SAE 5W30, but that's just quite simply what I had.
Can you get that camera?
Which one?
Bronx are going past, so can you get that camera?
Okay, well, you've missed them. See?
This one here.
Oh, well, you should have been more specific.
I was pointing to it. There we go.
No, you were pointing somewhere else.
Oh.
Oh, we've lost that camera.
Lovely. All right, well, we'll go for another one then.
Okay, so, and...
Jenny, have you broken the stream?
I don't believe it. We've lost 2 cameras. So
we're stuck with a few. That's okay then.
Right. Well, that's annoying. Very
the
annoying.
TARDIS was parked on one of them. That's not great.
Mr. Rail fan at 4005. Big hello. Ooh, low to you.
Have you broken your chair as well?
My chair's broken.
Jen, is everything breaking around
Yeah,
you?
lots of things are breaking.
Okay.
So hold on. You keep talking to the nice people whilst I do some repairs.
Let's go to the pub. G says, thank you, Jenny. By the way, I ordered one of your limited edition trucks after hearing about it on your channel a couple of weeks ago.
Oh, thank you ever so much.
Which reminds me, we do have a message from Jerry BVR. Just a quick note. Tell Jenny I got my DCC Concepts Jenny Special Locomotive today. Ooh. I know she likes to get feedback on these things. Yeah. 6 days to get it delivered here in Ireland is good going under present circumstances. Excellent. I'm delighted with the model and its bargain price. Now all I have to do is build the layout to run it on. Yeah, there's always a bit of that, isn't there?
Yeah, and DCC Concepts actually have several different running numbers and liveries as well if you want to add to that fleet. Garthian has inevitably spotted the TARDIS. Actually, that one took a while because it's on screen.
Oh, it's only in the corner, right?
Yes, you have to. Yes, it's like it's a crafty one. That.
Yes, I thought it was only on the other one, but yeah, if it's there, then he spotted it.
Yeah. So yeah, if it's there, Garthian will spot it. Mark. Oh no, we've read that one out. Mike at Putnam Junction. Can someone tell me the height of an 00 gauge standing figure is?
2'7".
Well,
not really.
If you imagine that the average person is what, about, let's say 5'6", so that's
why don't you just measure
50,
one of these guys that you've got?
Yeah, hold on, don't hear 60. So that's what, 66 inches. So that would mean that 66 inches divided by 76 gives you the number of inches tall that the figure should theoretically be. Oh, well, that's a bit rude. White Wool Wheels 1 Hardcore MOH says Jenny's getting screwed on the chair. No, Jenny is screwing the chair. It's not working very well, actually. I can feel it giving way.
We're going to have to get you a new chair. That one's only lasted since the 60s.
Yeah.
You broke it in a year. Oh, my goodness. You're terrible for it.
I know.
Oh, my goodness.
Are you going to talk to people?
I'm just waiting for you because you're making so much noise. McBenman1 says, "Hi, Jenny. Could you get a Gronk to shunt in the wee yard?"
Not really practical. I don't have any that are set up to be able to shuffle. So
is it technically possible?
Technically, it is possible, but it's laborious because I would have to actually manually shunt stuff, which I can't do on the stream.
Wow.
Ah!
Okay, Jen.
Yeah, let's stop playing with that.
Yeah.
Oh!
Don't do that while you're distracted. Jenny has just screwed herself.
Oh! Oh! Right. Anyway, yes. Oh, that's annoyed me now. I'm just trying to repair it. I'll get
Primer
this.
Chairman 1 says, "I give up." On what? What's happened?
What?
I'm not sure.
Well, what's happened?
I don't know. I'm trying to find out, but I have no idea.
Ian White says, Jenny, how much room is there in a Hellion Class 25? Want to put sand in one? There is a lot of room in the Hellion Class 25. A lot of room. They are designed to be able to take... they're designed to take full sound, stay alive. You will not have a difficulty getting a couple of speakers and a stay alive in there. 1701 the file flyer says accidents in the workplace. Oh yeah, not half. Clive Cobold says Jenny, I have 4 Bachmann 08 and 1 Hornby 08. Looks like the Hornby I like the Hornby one over the Bachmann 08 ones. Yeah, the Bachmann ones are a good solid model, it has to be said, but the Hornby one does have the edge in terms of detail, but you do have to pay more.
We have a guy here, Shalford Junction, and I'm going to address this because it needs to be addressed, but this is not acceptable behaviour.
What?
Maybe spend some of the monies you receive on Monday on more computers and cameras. I was a bit disappointed with yesterday's live stream. Well,
right.
Yesterday's live stream was in my office,
Yeah.
which I gave for the use while I was supposed to be working on projects.
Yeah, the problem yesterday, and it was made clear in the stream, was that we had a Microsoft-related software issue with this computer right at the point where we had to go live, which meant that we had to go downstairs.
Yes.
Now, it doesn't matter how much money you throw at a computer, if you have software issues which are fundamental to the software that you're using, it doesn't make any difference.
Yes, and moreover, we have 8 cameras up here, a professional microphone and sound deck, a professional level computer, multiple monitors. We've put a huge amount of work, time and money into this to make the show as good as we can, but sometimes software breaks, and it took me until almost the end of the live stream to get the computer fixed. So sometimes just making little comments like, "Oh, maybe you should spend more." It's like, no, you don't know what you're talking about. Please understand that sometimes things happen.
Yeah, don't get caught up with. There's a couple of trolls who are insanely jealous of anybody who's successful. Unfortunately, they did rear their ugly heads yesterday. Don't buy into their nonsense. Nobody ever got rich quick out of YouTube. It's not like that. I have a real job, and I have a real job because, this is just like, the money which I get from advertising, from sponsorship, it doesn't actually cover the cost of running a YouTube channel.
Yeah.
There's a lot of expenditure, not just on the computer equipment, but also on getting the materials to be able to keep filming videos. So unfortunately, this notion that some of the people out there who despise success is that somehow we're just coining it in. It isn't like that.
Yeah, and that's the issue. So we spend a lot more than would ever come in on the channel to make the channel work, because we want to create a show that is just the best it can be, because we're here to entertain and to help out with the channel and to help the community and all of that. Sometimes it doesn't go well, and the fact is we went to a backup system in my office so that Jenny could do the show that she had promised, because it was part of a community effort 24-hour stream event in order to let people have some entertainment.
Max Shearer, hi to you. Russell Benton, what was the live stream on Sunday? Did I miss one? It was to do with the MRYCG. They did a 24 hours of live stream. So basically from midnight UK time right through again to midnight UK time, they had different YouTube channels coming together to basically, you could just channel hop and get a constant live stream. I did 9 till 10 in the morning. It went really well, except the fact that now somebody's asking me to honk the horn. So there's the oops, wrong button. So
Jenny.
that's one of the gronks.
At least say excuse me when you make
9
that
till
noise.
10, and as I said, the computer decided to say no about probably about 10 minutes before the stream was
it was
due
all
to begin.
working until
so
10
we were
minutes
time
before.
limited, effectively. Right. Anyway, Southern Train Girl, hi to you. Iron Horse Heathen complaining about free entertainment is like a starving person saying they don't like chips. Yeah, it's like that Chris Rock joke. He says, I ain't never heard no Ethiopian talking about lactose intolerance. Right.
That's an old one, my goodness.
It is, yeah. Phil Metcalf says, I used gun oil as I had it for my guitars. It's good for the wood on the fingerboard. Yeah.
Oh, I can imagine,
Yeah. There's, I suppose, because gun oil has to be okay for a lot of the wooden parts, like the stock on a gun.
Yeah.
And the problem with the UK, I wouldn't call it a problem, but in the UK, getting gun oil, I'm not really sure where you would get gun oil from. Guns aren't really a thing in the UK.
You'd have to talk to farmers.
Yeah.
I'd probably talk to my granddad. He used to have a rifle for hunting when he was younger.
I
bet he knows where to get some.
But in the UK, because we don't really have guns, there are guns. You know, if we need one, we can probably ask around. But generally speaking,
Why would you need one? What are you planning?
But generally speaking, we just don't. The guns aren't a thing over here. So I'm not really quite sure where we get it. But I use motor oil because if you go for semi-synthetic motor oil, it's pretty cheap. You can get a bottle in a supermarket, even like a little litre bottle. It is actually amazingly cheap. Goes a long way. And because it's formulated not to dissolve the plastic and rubber parts that are dotted around engines, they do tend to be okay on locomotives as well. So I've never had a problem with semi-synthetic motor oil. McBenman1 asks, "Hi Jenny, do you know of any models of the New Zealand Railway V class?" I don't know. I'm not an expert on a lot of overseas models, but Haskell models might be a good port of call. But I don't know. I don't know a lot about their range. But yeah, it's not something that I know a lot of. There possibly is something out there.
A sewing machine oil is also.
Oh yes. Sewing machine oil, definitely. Again, really good stuff for stuff like that. Ham Shackleton suggests lots of airgun shops around the country. That's not really relevant to model railways. Yeah, but a lot of these places, they are worth dropping into. I mean, like, for example, moving away from lubrication, but in terms of modelling, go and take a look at somewhere like Games Workshop. They have a lot of Games Workshop shops which have, like, they do all the miniatures and stuff. There's some really great products there which are not really aimed towards railway modelers, but nonetheless are really good for railway modelers to use. I know that I've got a lot of experience through things like Warhammer 40k, Games Workshop.
Someone's actually found a gun shop for you. Target Sport, Halliwell Road, Bolton.
Really? That's quite close. Evan Terry says, "Hi, can I borrow your gun, Jenny, please?" It's on the wall. Now, we do have a gun. We do have...
You have a Lee Enfield rifle from World War II.
I do,
and it's deactivated, and it's on the wall, and you can't use it, and no, I'm not going to get it.
Yeah, how did we get onto that? Oh, yes, that was it. Yes, we were talking about lubrication.
We were talking about trolls.
Yeah, but MRYCG did do a lot of stuff, and one of the things that it was yesterday was the 24 hours of live stream, and I was involved with that. So that's why there was a one-off live stream yesterday on this channel, but it was part of that. Yeah,
it was a rather interesting attempt. Basically, 24 different YouTube model railway challengers, channels, not challenges, were attempting to go for 24 hours, where you could do a pub crawl, as one person said earlier on, of different channels. Everyone taking an hour to show what they do.
Evan Terry says, "In school we are making mood lamps in DT, but my teacher is nice and I am smart, so while everyone else is making a simple circuit with one LED, I'm making a 2-aspect colour light signal."
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I used to, look, it's showing my age a bit. I used to make bits and pieces for Meccano in CDT. Ben Tullett says there's also greases that Woodland Scenic supply that are ideal for gear lubrication on locos. I have got some white grease to try and stop the gear noise in my Hornby 08. Yes, Hornby Class 8 can suffer from the Class 8 squeal, and nobody knows particularly what causes it, but it can be a nuisance if you get a squealer. But certainly, it's worth trying. Although the white grease that the manufacturers use from the outset does tend to be derided by a lot of people. So yeah, somebody also said there, Glencave suggests copper grease. Yeah, definitely. I think that might be pretty good. Pete Clark says, "You're behind, Jenny." That was ages ago. Yeah, I haven't scrolled up.
Oh my goodness, Jenny is behind.
Yeah, Kieran L, hi to you. John Nutman, hi to you. Phil Metcalf, Games Workshop shops are expensive as they sell at RRP, but everywhere else gets 20% off. One thing I will say is that a number of model shops have started branching out, and I know that definitely Rails of Sheffield have started stocking some of the Warhammer Games Workshop ranges, and I suspect that there are other model shops out there that do as well. So you don't necessarily have to get the stuff direct from the shops, but there are some great ranges of products there.
I do like Games Workshop, but my biggest issue with the Warhammer stuff is they keep changing the rules. And it's very annoying because not all the rule books come out at the same time. So it's a case of constantly having to try and keep up. So I'll stick to Dungeons and Dragons, thanks.
Good evening to Ruben Ashwell. Great to see you in there. Newlyn Railway says, "Gun oil a bit smelly." I've never really smelt it. Newlyn Railway also suggests you can get gear grease for CD laser drives.
That would work, yeah.
Yeah, but there are a lot of lubricants you can get. Stuff that's suitable for use on plastics is really what you're looking for. But yeah, definitely it's not really a big issue getting appropriate lubrication for your models. One thing I will say is don't get too much on, because if it gets on the track it can affect grip, and then it introduces all sorts of other problems. And Andy 1962 says, "Yes, be careful with the white grease, can clog up gearing when old." Definitely. Tim Patton, greetings to you from Northern Ireland. Flymo Chairman 1 suggests dielectric grease. Dielectric grease. Kieran L, would Teflon grease work, as I have loads of grease I can use from farm machinery as my model trains need oil or grease? I would suggest testing it on an old expendable model, but certainly if it's suitable for use with plastic and rubber, then it should be all right. Oh, thank you very much. Because what you don't want is it just dissolving your model away. The other thing to watch out for is that some oils can remove the printing that goes onto models. Certainly transfers used to be very, very prone to it on older models. But do be careful that the oil doesn't attack the paint finish.
Oils can do that, so you've got to be very, very careful with this.
They can, yeah. Owls AJM Trains, hi to you. And yes, Dave Pippin, FBTV Entertainment, totally agree with you. Games Workshop paints are great for modelling. Yes, and they've just recently brought out a great range that sort of like instantly highlights and lowlights models. Great for painting figures. Pete Clark says, I disapprove of James Petts not being here. Gosh, yes. I wonder where he is.
We haven't seen him yet.
Yeah, I hope he's all right.
Maybe he's out with his family, because you're allowed to meet people now.
David J says,
Excuse me.
What make is your greystone retaining wall with arches? I can see on your layout as it's scratch built. It looks big enough for part of my O-gauge project. That is the Metcalf retaining walls. Great kit. Cannot speak more highly of it. And yes, it does work in O-gauge as well. Because if you go back and have a look at my build an O-gauge, a small O-gauge layout in 7 hours, I actually used the double O-gauge stuff on my O-gauge model, and it looks really, really good. Cottesmore, hi to you, says, right, it's been fun. I'm off to see New Junction Garden Update, premiering now. Yeah, and I did have a word with him and said, like, is there any chance you could move it? But he didn't. This is what happens. So New Junction, when you watch this, this is what happens. Everybody disappears now and goes, oh, Garden Railway, we'll be off for that.
Yeah, that's the thing. Sorry about the sneeze. I can't help it. This portion of the...
Oh, it's that Billy's replacement speakers!
And she spoils the joke. So what we were trying to say to New Junction is if he pushes it back a bit, then we could have said to everyone, look, now if you want to continue at the end of...
I did say I would plug it, but never mind. Right, hi Kent, Jenny, Zoe, earlier comments. You definitely do both entertain and make our Monday evenings pleasant and happy. You can't please everyone though. I know.
We try our best. We try to please as many people as possible.
Yeah, you do try. You are very trying.
And of course, everyone is welcome, whether you agree with us or not. It's perfectly fine. You're all welcome. Everyone's here for a nice evening.
Yeah. Ben Tollett asks, Jenny, could you see if you can do a review on the TRS steam generator? Actually, I have spoken with TRS, and they have offered to loan me one at some point in the near future. So yes, hopefully a review will appear in the near future.
New Junction is actually here.
Says no one will disappear. Oh, ears were burning.
This is the thing. It's like I was saying, we would be very happy to say at the end of it, like, go over and you can continue your evening. That's what we'd have done, but
we've lost 30 people.
People.
Hi to Matavel, Maddenstein Railways. Good evening, Jennifer. How are you and the Cupboard Monkey doing?
We're doing all right, thank you. How are you?
We do, yeah. I mean, you're in your gym jams, so you must be doing all right.
Gym jams all day.
Yeah.
It's lockdown still. What can I say? Can't be bothered.
Liam at New Mills Mother Railway, looking forward to the Rapido range, trying to work out if I should push the boat out and get Hollybank with sound. There's some really great stuff in the Rapido range. Egg Rider says someone online put LED lights in the arches of Metcalf walls as they were assembling them. The resulting effect looks stunning. Actually, that's a really great idea.
Work really nicely.
And it's one of the things, actually, I really regret not putting lighting in some of the buildings as I built them.
Yep.
Particularly signal boxes, because it's really, really difficult to add them in after the event.
Okay, we keep getting this question from McBenman1. Hi Jenny, can you play Train Simulator 2021, please?
I'm not really a computer type person.
Jenny is not a train simulator person.
That might be something to feature on a Monkey See, Monkey Build.
What, Train Simulator?
Do you have it?
No.
Oh, we don't have it. That would be why. Let's go to the PUBG. Says, does Zoe run a layout too?
Nope.
Oh, good God, no. She's a retro gamer, and you can actually catch up with her on the Game Hammer Classic Gaming channel, and also Question of Trek as well.
Yes, on a Saturday where I do all the cartoons. I'm an animator, and it takes up a lot of my time now.
Cameron S says TMC are taking pre-orders for the Rapido stuff now. Yeah, there's quite a few Rapido stockists come on the market. I know that Rails of Sheffield are. Faxley models as well. Enwins 3D are also a Rapido stockist. And there will be plenty of others, no doubt. I don't have a full list, but I have seen a few retailers putting out saying that they've signed up and they are now a Rapido models stockist. Dave Pippin, FB TV Entertainment. Zoe, I totally agree with you. Shame you don't do live streams often. Glen Cave, hi Jen. I
do live streams anytime I can.
I know you live in Bolton. I know you live in Bolton. I hope you're both okay. Yeah, pretty good, thank you. Worthington Model Railway. Here in the US, most model shops have lots of choices for lubricants. Dawn Brown, hi Jenny, could you say hi to hubby Dave Brown? Thank you, loving the live. Thank you ever so much, and a big hello to Dave Brown. Mo
Henry, thank you so much.
Definitely, yeah. Mo Henry very, very kindly donated $5 on the super chat. Says, love this community. Thank you, Jen and Zoe. You're absolutely welcome. Thank you ever so much. That is incredibly generous of you. Evening to Amory Junction. Barry Turner, just going to nip off for another top-up drink. Southern Comfort on ice. Oh, I do like Southern Comfort. Don't need to go to the pub, doing a good job on my own. Actually, I do like Southern Comfort. I haven't had any for a while. And it's certainly in the UK, there's another brand, Spirit of Saint Louisiana, which is really, really nice.
Oh, you do like that one.
Yeah.
Yes.
Andy 1962 says, for anyone interested in the modern Scottish railway scene, can recommend catching up with Scotland's Scenic Railways on More 4 and Channel 4 Player. Steve Taylor says, Kerno are stocking Rapido, got the Tipfield Thunderbolt set and pre-order. Brian Sims says, Philwood Park, hi Jen, good to be back, looking good again. Thank you ever so much.
We've got a question here from Mark Holt. Says, Zoe, did you have a different role on Question of Trek this week? You're in the centre where the Quizmasters normally are. Yes, normally I'm a team captain for Question of Trek, where I run one of the teams and answer the questions. But this week, because last week I challenged the Quizmaster and the Scoremaster to run teams of their own, I asked the questions. And it was quite a high scoring game as well. It was a lot of fun.
Garthian asks, is it possible to change channel names once they are running?
Yes. I changed from the Knob Mouse Show to Game Hammer Classic Gaming. It's just in the settings. They keep moving where it is, so you have to look at pretty much every single option, but it is there.
Barry Turner says, birthday drink from my sons. Oh, that is a good choice, actually. Keith Broscombe says, how much is an 0008? Please let me know. If you buy them brand new, they can be anywhere up to about £110, £120. They're not necessarily cheap. But second hand, I have seen them down to around the £30, £35. It's just a case of shopping around. There are some great deals out there. New old stock is a good way to go if you can find them. Unfortunately, both Bachmann and Hornby haven't really released as many as perhaps they ought to have late. So stock does tend to have dried up a little bit. Right, Amory Junction asks, how do you send a video or a picture in for later on?
Send it to Zoe at zoerobinson.com. And put in the subject line Monday Club, but don't send a video unless it's a URL to like a Dropbox or a YouTube or something like that. Don't fill up my Gmail because we will not play it. I have like 2% left in Gmail. I can't
and also we don't have the bandwidth. Darren R says, after lockdown, do you have a visitors day at your layout? It's not really practical to do that, but what we do want to do is start getting guests on the Monday Club once we are able to.
So check what that noise was.
What noise?
The bang.
Oh no, I didn't hear that. But certainly we've got a whole load of guests that we really, really want to get on the Monday Club, just like we used to do. We will try and do that because it is quite a chore to just basically do it on our own every time. And it was great when we had Cottesmore come through. Ollie from Wardle Road has been on as well. Les had a lot of time with Les too, it'd be great to be able to do that. We had a few other people as well lined up, and we just haven't been able to do it. Dongit's Model Railway says, I'd love to know where these £35 08s are. My second-hand Bachmann one was double that. I'll show you one. And this, is that the one? Is that a Hornby one or a? No, that's a Bachmann one. So yeah, that's the one. So I've got here a Bachmann Class 8 Shunter D4192 in BR Lake Crest Green with wasp stripes. This I bought from Arcadia Models for £35. And what was it?
Next door, I've just had a takeaway delivered.
Oh, okay.
And it smells delicious.
Oh, lovely, lovely. So that there is the £35 Class 8 Shunter. I'm going to... where am I going to put it?
Mark Holt suggests that we have a 24-hour Les Cliff special.
Yeah, we'll let him out from the modelling grotto, and he'll take a break from
whittling some jab light.
Yes, he is the jab light whisperer. Let's go to the PUBG. Says, do you do any form of exhibition layouts, Jenny? Yes, because we're on and off for about 10 years. I have been taking Grove Street Yard on the road, which is inspired by Trafford Park. However, I'm just in the process of breaking up that layout. I started on the Fiddle Yard, and that is now junk. I really started to strip it apart. The actual main part of the layout may well last a bit longer for a few other projects, but essentially that layout is getting dismantled. I built Mineth Tatus, which is a 009 exhibition layout, and that will be at Alexandra Palace in 2022. But I don't tend to do a lot of exhibitions, it has to be said, just purely on a time thing. Cooper and District Model Railway Club says, car boot sales and swap meets can throw up some really good bargains in model railways. Definitely, yes. Kieran L says, well, I'm going off to bed now. Good night to you. Just come across your channel and we'll be back. Thank you ever so much. Really, really
glad to have you here.
Right. Ben Tullett asks, Jenny, could you contact Matt Slade as you would love his layout? He's rebuilding called Jubilee Road. That
For a second
name
there, I
rings a
thought you
bell.
were asking if she could contact Matt Smith. I was thinking, what? Doctor Who? Has a hey?
Yeah, I trust you to go straight on the Doctor Who.
Of course I'm going to go on the Doctor Who.
Yes,
I mean,
yes.
the Doctor is in the house.
The Doctor is in. We're actually losing cameras hand over fist.
I don't know what's wrong.
Obbs occasionally likes to do this, and we don't know why. So I'm going to try again and see if... The problem is, once it loses a camera...
It won't bring them back.
Can you unplug the silver thing up there? Because I'm actually quite sick and tired of not having any camera angles to speak of. So the silvery one, have you turned it off?
Yeah.
So just give me one moment to... this is like a hot fix here. Right, okay. So I'm just going to go back to that. Now you can turn it back on. Luke's Model Trains, hi to you. Larry Rogers asks, how many layouts do you have?
Two at one.
At the
two
moment,
and a bit at the moment.
Well, no,
Well,
there's a no gauge one down there. So there's 1,
5 at the
2,
moment.
3. Technically, I've got shares of the War of the Worlds, so that's 4.
You've also got the little Christmassy one.
Oh yeah, 5. Forget about that. So 6 if you include the other. Actually, no. Oh, sorry. Let me just write. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think it's about 7, but it's actually really, really easy to lose count.
Garthian says he'll have to pay a visit at some point to collect his
Yes.
24. Do you know what, Garthian? You're welcome.
Yeah,
Come on round.
We do want you as a guest on the Monday Club, and I do have that locomotive
Don't
here.
shake it, don't shake it. We've also got a Doctor Who thing for him, haven't we?
Yes, we've also got a Doctor Who poster that Les set
Gordon
aside.
Hanning says, what
So
would a
there's
Monday Club
the-
be without a technical hitch?
Yes.
A very nice night for me. That's what the Monday Club would be without technical hitches.
So is that going to work now? No, there appears to be some kind of major software issue. So let's go to that camera angle.
Yeah, the screen has gone black out, and we're having issues.
Let's try this
As
camera
always,
angle.
Jen, we're going to lose all of the cameras at this rate, so please stop.
Yeah, so we're going to be showing some of you guys' videos. Do we have many in? So in about 15 to 20 minutes. But yeah, Garthian, we'd love to have you on as a guest, so we can sort something out. Currently as well...
Don't forget your Garden Railway, says Stephen Cameron.
I did actually, so there's another one. Stephen Cameron, you're absolutely right. Egg Rider asks, do you still have the Hornby Centenary cake layout? No, that went to Hornby, so I don't have control of that. That is actually in Hornby's Margate warehouse. Andy1962 asks, any news on your super secret Hush Hush Wink Wink TV project? All the filming is complete and is now on into editing. They have edited up the first 2 episodes. I haven't seen anything. I'm hoping they'll keep me in the loop because I'm really quite interested. We don't have a title, which is really a bit of a nuisance because people say, so what's the TV thing called? It has a working title, and all I know is that the working title
is a secret.
Well, no, they're not going to use it, but they don't have a proper title. And it's going to be on sometime in the autumn. Now,
the autumn train show with no name.
Yeah. Now, Thomas West says, hi Jenny, I got my first O-gauge locomotive, a class 33, and it runs amazing. That is actually a really, really great choice, actually. There's some really great O-gauge models out there, it has to be said. Now, you can get a Gronk in O-gauge from Dapol, which is quite good. You wanted to say something?
Yeah, something's just happened on Star Trek Twitter.
What?
They've put out a teaser trailer for Picard Series 2, and Q is back.
Oh, well, yeah, that.
With a line in there.
I thought there was like something pivotal, like stop the press.
With a line in the show for the series saying, the trial never ends. They're doing all good things again.
Yeah. Garthian says, TARDIS in the freight behind the Intercity Gronk.
It is.
In the freight?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, there's 2 Intercity Gronks.
We're confusing, Jenny.
Yeah, no, it's very easy. Belmont Junction says, have a glass of wine, Jenny. Actually, yeah, I shouldn't know. I've got to get up early in the morning, it has to be said.
Yeah, you've got to go to work. As opposed to what I've got to do after this, which is go to work.
Sue at Putnam Junction says, yay, love Q.
Yeah.
Let's go to the PUBG says, hi Jenny, do you think towards the end of this year we'll be able to go to model railway exhibitions? I certainly very much hope so. And as I said before, one of the problems that a lot of clubs and organisation bodies have faced is that it does cost a lot of money to actually even to start the organising process, because you've got to, there's a financial outlay. Even if you cancel the show 2 weeks before, there's still a lot of expense that goes into setting everything up. And a lot of clubs, having faced that issue last year, had to take a view that they couldn't afford to lose more money if shows couldn't go ahead this year. So a lot of shows have said, look, okay, we're not doing anything until 2022. However, I believe that there are some shows towards the later part of this year who have said that they are going to put on a show. So I couldn't tell you off the top of my head exactly which shows are going to be doing that, but I think there will be some. And certainly the MRYCG members meetup at Worley, I think it's in July, don't quote me on that. That, as far as I believe, is still going on. Bagnell Dave, have you started your new job yet, Jenny? Nope, first day is tomorrow.
She's got training on how to work as an effective door handle.
Matt Ovell says, do you have too many Gronks when you have to be more specific than the Intercity
yes,
one?
Which one of the same livery?
No, I've basically got Piccadilly, where is she? She's 08673. So I've got 08673 and 800. Those are my two intercity. Those are my two intercity Class 8s. Right, Lee D. Holden. Normally go to York Model Railway Show on Easter Bank Holiday Monday, so looking forward to 2021. It's actually Simon Trains Model Railway Showcase says MRYCG members meet is on the 31st of July. I normally do the York one. It has to be said. The doctor is ready
Jerry
to.
BVR says Picard is not Star Trek. I'm sorry, but he is. It's right there in the title, Star Trek Picard.
Yeah, I think if you watch Next Generation. Chris Gal 1959 says looking forward to York Show 2022 too. Definitely, yeah. I used to do York every year, not as an exhibitor, but just as
You used to be there all the time.
Yeah, my father and I have been going since about 1989. Every single year, always loved that show. So I'm really looking forward to being able to go back next time it's on. Right, let's have a look. Stephen Cameron, absolutely. Most exhibition halls are booked up at least a year in advance. It's also the case that there's also some of the halls are effectively booked for being used as Nightingale hospitals. And even though cases are declining from a purely just in case point of view, some of these will continue for a good time yet, just in case. So I think the NEC is one. There's lots of ifs and buts and maybes.
You do.
Linda King points out as well, Milton Keynes, the Great Model Railway Show in October. Yeah, there are a few, I think, that are still going on. Simon Trains Model Railway Showcase. Don't get me started on the York Model Rail event. I was going for 2020 but got cancelled. Kept the ticket for 2021. Cancelled, so hopefully third time lucky.
Yeah, you do have a good chance there.
Yeah. Flymo Chairman Warren says, David Scott, the Rotary Club of Newton Aycliffe are having a virtual exhibition. There are a lot of virtual exhibitions going on. It's when we can't do anything else. It is, it keeps things going. Russell Benton says, I'm hoping Model Rail Scotland will go ahead February 22nd. The hospital is now being disassembled. I've a feeling Model Rail Scotland 2022 is going ahead because I seem to recall somebody talking to me about it for going to that event. Madden Steam Railways, Alexandra Palace is going to be on in June or July. The Robert Barclay Academy is having the usual Hoddesdon Model Railway Show on the 11th of July. Ben Tullett, the NEC is being stripped of it, COVID's ward, so maybe Worley might be back. If not this year, then next year. Yes, so hopefully we will be getting back to normal. I know that there's been big flare-ups in other countries, so we're not out of the woods yet.
Yeah, that is the thing. We might be starting to open up. But
France has just gone into another lockdown.
Yeah, but don't take this as the virus is over. We still have to be careful.
We all still have to keep washing your hands and covering your mouth, that kind of thing. So, it's not over yet, but it's certainly looking better than it was. Evan Terry says, normal go to Just So Festival, but sadly got cancelled last year. Hopefully happen this year. Cooper and District Model Railway Club, Model Rail Scotland is in the planning stage. Fingers crossed on all of that, definitely. Right, I'm not sure whether... certainly where the TARDIS currently is, neither of the cameras pointing at it appear to want to work.
This can't be helped. However, we are getting close to the point where we're going to start looking at videos, so don't worry too much.
Definitely.
We will get all this working. Like we said, there's been software issues. We thought we had everything working, and we did, and then it just broke. Have you broken all of the cameras now? Jenny, have you?
3 of the cameras are broken. Well, they're not broken, they're still there, but there we are. We'll have that angle. Cheeky Blue E2 says, what's your favourite locomotive? As always, it's always that Bachmann. London Brighton, the South Coast Railway, Brighton Atlantic H1. The H2 is actually coming a very close second on that. I just love that model in that livery. Right.
I'm going to assume that Dave Pippin's using an autocorrect when he said, Zoe, do you like original Star Trek or the more modern version? Not the more modern version that he actually wrote.
Yeah.
Because that would be an interesting story. But to be honest with you, I have the originals on Blu-ray. I have the entire Next Generation collection. Just introduced Jen to Deep Space Nine. I like all Star Trek.
We've nearly finished watching. We're going to finish that off after the stream.
I adore all forms of Star Trek. My least favourite is Voyager. Even more so than Discovery, because although I don't like Discovery...
Is it Enterprise, the one that...
Enterprise has a decent storyline. It got a lot of bad reputation, but it's a decent storyline.
Got a bad rap.
I don't like how Discovery does things, but I do like that they're trying something different.
Right, shall we go to the video? Do we have, how many videos have we had sent in?
We've had a fair few. I've got to quickly check.
I don't know, have I been a grouch puss over the last week? I feel like I've been a bit of a diva and a grouch puss because I've been rubbed up the wrong way by trolls and stuff over the last few days. Have I been a bit of a diva?
Why would you be a diva?
Like, sort of... I always going off on one. I don't know.
No.
I don't like to.
I wouldn't say that. Sometimes you can have a bit of an edge, but to be honest with you, I think anyone who's constantly attacked by people who don't like you just because of who you are.
Yeah. Was there a teddy? Where's my teddy bear gone? Oh no, there he is.
Would have a right to be a bit tetchy at times. But the fact is that you're doing a show that you love for the community. That's what we're actually about to start doing as well. We're going to start giving back to the community again, like we do every week, by showing off some of the layouts and videos that have been sent in.
Southern Train Girl, you're not a diva, Jenny. Oh, thank you. It's one of these things. I always feel like I'm one of these people that everybody goes, oh, what a prat, what an idiot. But
when you've had a lot of bullies around, that's natural.
Yeah, it's something that's reared its ugly head again. There's a lot of trolling going on, and unfortunately, we need to, as a community, call out some of these toxic trolls because not all of them hide like little babies behind throwaway accounts. Some of them are actually trolls in the open for all to see, and there are a few people online who think it's all right to have a go at anybody on YouTube who actually earns any kind of money through doing work on YouTube. Like, earning a living is somehow dirty to these people. It's actually just jealousy. But I've seen them be nasty towards other modelers as well in some of the Facebook groups, and this is what really gets on my nerves, is when in some of the Facebook groups you'll get young people, new people posting up videos and pictures of their model railway, and they'll be pleased as punch because we were all there at some point starting out, and we're really pleased with what we're achieving. And then there's these certain trolls, and I'll be honest with you, we all know who these people are, and they will be derisory. They will
they take pleasure in putting
comments
down.
I think it's completely wrong. It's a toxic streak in the community, and I think that people need to stand up and call these people out and say, look, toxicity of that nature shouldn't be welcome in the community. The community should be welcoming to all abilities, all achievements, all ages, and it's just not good when you get these people.
Nobody owns this community.
Yeah.
And to act like you can say to someone that they're not welcome is wrong.
Yeah.
However, there is a limit to how welcoming a community should be, and the people who try to push others out should not be made welcome.
The edgelords.
The old joke is that it's difficult to set a hard line on tolerance, but you have to set that line.
Yeah, and I think there's an element of common sense. I think most people, common sense kicks in, and you kind of innately know what's reasonable and what isn't.
Yes.
Although Navigator says stop feeding the trolls. Yeah, and sometimes I do feel like maybe I'm giving them what they want by
to a certain extent
them.
we are, but at the same time, I will defend anyone's right to come in and say, I'm new to this hobby, I want to try, here's what I've done, without them being attacked.
Yeah, and Penna Lane TMD, absolutely right. We should all be helping each other.
Yes.
Which is why I do try and answer people who ask questions, not just on the stream, but also comments, Facebook groups. Some people do approach me through messages and everything. And I do like to try and help people. And I'm a big supporter of groups where people help each other out. Ruben Ashwell, trolls really are just nasty. And what has annoyed me is, you're always going to get the people who think they're funny. They hide behind anonymous accounts and post their usual junk. But it's the people who post the snidey comments and stuff online who openly think that they somehow, it's like, oh well, these YouTubers don't give anything back to the community. Snarky little comments when somebody commissions a wagon. We all know who they are. So all I will say is, I'll be going to a lot of exhibitions, and
come and say it to our faces.
Yeah, come and say it to my face. That's what I say to these trolls. There's the gauntlet. Come and say it to my face.
If you dare.
Yeah. I will make you cry.
Yes, just remember, I'm a stand-up comedian. Try it. I dare you. I dare you.
I don't tolerate fools. So yeah, at exhibitions, I will quite happily slap down any troll. I will give them a verbal tongue lashing, and yeah, come and have a go if they think they're hard enough, because they're not. They're chickens. They're just like little tiny boys who think that they're like big man on the block.
Yeah, as Fly My Chairman says. Anyway, to the trains.
Yes.
Let's do this. So I have one set up here already. It is Catton Park Junction, or Kitter Park Junction, is that?
I think that's Catton Park Junction.
Okay, I got it right. Hooray! I can read.
So. I'm gonna go Catton Park Junction.
Catton Park Junction, and it is a Class A4.
It's 60028 Walter K. Wiggum. This is the purple A4. We did feature a purple A4 on the channel, and I know a lot of people looked at it and went, "I like that." So, right, I'm going to bring this
straight to it, because I think this will be very nice. So here we go.
It is a great model, I have to say. Purple A4, but the reason I'm chuckling is because it's in black and white. But the Hornby A4s really are great.
I actually like the black and white look at this. That's an interesting look.
Did you do the sound?
The sound is off. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. So, there we go. Chuff, 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 chuff. It is a lovely model. Nick Edwards, I do agree with you in part. Yeah, just ignore them. What's the point of addressing them? I think it's because
there were so many of them.
Yeah, and it just gets a bit irritating. So I feel like sometimes we have to call them out. Danny Thurman, no, I will not make people moderator
just
for
because,
just shouting.
It doesn't work like that.
Yeah. Right.
Delta Junction. That's not what we're on about.
Yeah, we're not having a go at you. Look,
I got a bit. It's in colour. That's excellent. I had to address the point that you'd made because, unfortunately, while you were here and were the one that got me to say it, you weren't the only one, and some people have been downright awful.
Yeah, and sometimes,
and that's the problem. That we're human beings, and you can only take so much.
Yeah. Some really nice coaches as well. Those, I think they're Mark 1s, but that livery with the blood and custard or plum and spilt milk really does work nicely. Really nice. But yeah, right, back
Pete Clark says, for those of you watching in black and white, this is the purple A4.
I'm actually old enough to remember when on the snooker commentator used to say that. It's like, and for those viewers watching in black and white, do you remember
the
that?
red ball's behind the blue ball.
Yeah. Zach Farnworth.
What's the moderator? That's the person who can delete messages.
Yeah. Right, but look, thank you ever so much for sending
Phil
that
Metcalf
in.
says, my friends want me to start a channel. Trolling is one reason I don't want to. And that is why we have to call these people out.
Yeah.
Because
I think it's...
Phil here could make an excellent channel.
Yeah.
But if he's been put off, we'll never get to enjoy it.
Yeah, and that's part of the problem. Unfortunately, there seems to be this sort of toxic streak in society where people think, oh, I'm just having a laugh. It's like, what, like...
That's a good question that's just come up. Is that purple or blue? And it's an odd one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because it is technically purple, but it's not, like, really intense
It's like
purple.
a blue purple. Now, I'm going to get... I have that very model. So here it is. Just trying to hold it on camera. I can't actually see. I'm not getting on the screen, so I can't see if you guys can see that very well. But it's like a blue purple. I'm looking at it, and so if let me just put that there. Blue. Do I have an experimental blue locomotive?
And Penna Lane adds to what I was saying. A person who never makes a channel because of trolls, their talents that they may have in filming won't come out. This is why we stand up against these people. Yeah. Because you have to. Yeah. Not just for yourself, but for the people that might come along after you.
Yeah. So there we are. The bottom one is. Can we get up on the screen?
Well,
just
I am trying to run.
Yeah, no worries. So the bottom one is the BR Experimental Blue, and the top one is the BR Experimental Purple.
From where I'm sitting, they look quite similar on the camera, but when you see them in real life, they're very, very different.
Yeah.
What if I shine a light? Hold on. What if I shine a light, and maybe you can see what the light shines?
Does that make it better?
They are different.
They're definitely different, and there's more of a purpley look to the Walter K. Wiggum.
Yeah, it's a weird thing. In real life, with your real eyes, you will see a difference, but the camera has a hard time showing the difference.
Is this the blue or gold dress thing again?
Yeah.
But we did actually, after, I think it was last week or the week after, I did actually have a discussion with somebody trying to figure out how many locomotives actually got that livery. And I think we found 4 A4s.
Yeah, everyone's saying on the thing, they look the same on the camera.
That is actually, it must be the lighting.
This is how it is. Thank you for sharing us that video, Captain Park. Shall we move on?
Definitely. Ben Tullett says it's more a lavender blue colour. Yeah, I'd go with that. I think it's more of a blue, but it's like a different blue.
But officially, it's a purple.
Andy T741 Whispering Ted Lowe said, for those watching in black and white, Steve is going for the pink, which is next to the green. I remember that. Yeah, Ham Shackleton, absolutely right. Purple or blue, I think it depends on the particular light colour. Right, let me go over there. So, who have we got up here?
Now, I'm trying to work out, because for some reason it's decided not to tell me. Hang on.
Automated turntable.
Very nice.
Which reminds me...
This is from... Oh, come on, computer, tell me. This is from Larry Rogers. The LARR turntable action and crossovers.
Excellent. Interestingly enough, I don't know whether you guys can see, but I motorised my turntable.
Yeah, you broke it as well.
So it is a bit noisy, but you can now see that my turntable is spinning round.
So we've got a very interesting set of colours here. And lots of work in lights. I'm actually really liking this layout. There's lots going... Look at those walls with all the bits.
Yeah.
I do like a place that's visually very appealing.
Yeah, and one thing I would like to say is the Monday Club is open to everybody.
Absolutely.
We always make a big thing about this. We don't do the ivory tower gatekeeping nonsense. It's for everybody who's into model railways, model railroading.
Yes.
Or indeed, if you just want to hang out with creative people.
I like some of the liveries that are on this layout.
Yeah, there's some really nice stuff. Really nice stuff. Manthony 1956, big hello to you. Marin Garvanovich, I think it's. I'm really sorry if I'm crucifying the pronunciation. Says, don't say lavender blue, she'll start singing. Penna Lane TMD says, looks a fun layout.
And
hours
that's
of
it.
fun.
I think it is. This is a fun layout. I like the look of the colours.
Yeah.
It's a fun layout. It's got a lot going on for it. I actually quite like this one.
Yeah. Yeah,
that's good.
Yeah, and Penna Lane TMD, no rivet counters is what I like about the club, and that's it. And the thing is, you can be a modeler who really is like everything is perfect, the rivets in the right place, the right number, all of that. And there's nothing wrong with being like that.
Yeah,
it's when you try and push your standards onto other people, that I think is where the problem starts.
Yes.
And I do like these fun layouts where it's just kind of you can see it's got play value, and it's really nice.
Craig Douglas has a brilliant line here.
Ooh.
It says, I've put a locomotive chip into my Hornby turntable, and now I operate it as if it was a locomotive.
Yeah, you can do that.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Iron Horse Heathen says, those tankers look similar to what Jen had on last week.
They
but
do,
orange.
now you mention it, yeah.
Yeah. Those tankers, of course, you can go back and check out the review video. They were from American Limited Models, in case anybody's interested.
They were heavy as well, my goodness.
But you see, my childhood layout was Hornby 00. So 3-rail, tin plate, on absolutely bowling ball flat green painted wood, and it had amazing play value. I loved it.
Can I just say, having the guy in the background really gives a sense of scale.
Oh yeah,
Look how small he is on the screen.
I was concentrating on the layout. I hadn't realised there was a guy stood
That's
there.
a big layout.
I mean, there's a lot going on. This is nice, and I like the remote control and the uncoupling as well. It's something I've seen it done on DCC, but certainly it is a little bit more unusual. There's quite a few people actually done the DCC on the turntable thing.
It sounds like a really good idea of working everything from your controller.
Yeah, and so there's a lot of people actually in who's getting trolled.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it seems that there's a lot of little kiddies and adult kiddies as well who've got nothing better to do during lockdown. So hopefully things will calm down after lockdown starts to come to an end, because people get out and get a life. But look, thank you ever so much for that.
I had a life
really,
once.
really,
it was very expensive.
Yes. Now I'm picking up the tab for it.
Now I get into games, and I have many lives.
Yeah. And 3-rail is one of the things as well, actually, I loved about 3-rail is you can have a return loop, because the centre rail always goes back to a centre rail. So it actually is a lot easier on wiring. But Hornby, in the UK, Hornby 00 was the big thing. 3-rail, manufactured up to about mid-1960s. Excuse me. And it just had such a wonderful charm to it. I think is this Tim Condra? Yeah, Tim's.
We always know when.
Tim's Model Railways and different videos.
And this is a 57XX. London Transport City of London and Class 13XX.
Right.
So this will be interesting.
Roger Wolstenholme. That's interesting. I didn't know that. Walter K. Wigham pulled the wedding guests train from York to King's Cross for the Duke of Kent's wedding in 1963 on TV.
Wow.
That explains why Hornby did that particular model, because I wondered about this, that it's not the first time they've done it. Hornby have done that loco in that livery at least twice. which means
I like
that's probably why they did that one rather than the other 3 that carried that livery. Mark Wilson says, back from New Junction update. So yeah, I told you, he wouldn't believe it. He said, oh, you won't lose any viewers. We did.
We could have sent them over at the end. So
yeah.
We need to coordinate, dude.
Yeah. Newlyn Model Railway, Newlyn Railway, hi to you. Dongets Model Railway says, first comment I got on my channel was a spam bot.
Usually are.
Yeah, you when you see what actually goes into the filter, so it won't appear on the channel. It's just sat there waiting to either be dumped or whatever. All right.
Mark Wilson sent you something as well.
Yeah.
I love this layout. It's so much fun.
All right, so Mark Wilson sent £5. Says, "Happy Easter! Don't spend any more on chocolate, Middock."
Thank you.
Thank you ever so much, Mark Wilson. That is incredibly generous. You sending that via the PayPal.me, and David Kellett as well has also sent £5 via the PayPal.me. Thank you ever so much. That is incredibly generous. So thank you so much for that.
I love this layout with the circus stuff. It's always fun. This is what I like with Tim's layout. It's fun. It's got the real world stuff and the Thomas the Tank Engine on it. You know he's enjoying himself when he comes to
yes. And this is like, it's channeling the love of childhood for me. I remember when I was young, I'd have Thomas the Tank Engine. You'd have aeroplanes from Airfix. You'd have your Hot Wheels cars, and I remember making scenery out and tunnels and inclines out of books, piles of books, bits of wood, wooden blocks, and I loved doing that sort of thing. And feeding imagination, certainly, the best thing you can do for a child is to let them feed their imagination.
Yeah,
because it sets them up for life. We're very, very creative people. I'm guessing you were quite imaginative as a child.
I used to make comics and build dioramas for my He-Man and Action Man and things like that.
It's a lovely A4 there. I do love a good A4, I have to say. Sue at Pudham Junction says, great layout. What is the plural for many TARDISes?
A Gallifrey of TARDISes.
Really?
I just made it up, Jen.
Paul Higgins says, anyone got any egg-related puns? No, but if you've got any, they would be excellent.
We did that
together. Although Gary Lewis says, should be TARDIS. Actually, no, it should be TARDISes, because...
TARDISes.
Yeah. Tim's Model Railway in different videos says, I love Thomas and Friends, and I'm 27 years old now. Yeah, and the thing is, and I will grab these from up here. I loved them as well, and that's as a child I adored these books. I did have I had Percy back in the days when the only models you could get in 00 were Percy, Thomas, Annie and Clarabelle. They were the only models Hornby did for some reason. We're talking early 80s, and for me the Reverend Audrey's Railway series was great. Loved it, still like it, and actually I found these in a charity shop quite a while back now. I'll be honest, I found them and I bought them about 10p each, and I couldn't stop myself from buying them.
Thanks so much for sending that over, Tim. That was
definitely,
I always like to see that.
Definitely, thank you. It's always another great fun layout. But one of the things what I really want to do is actually get... Oh.
Whoa, what was that?
Oh, it's just one of the Gronks. It's skidding because the other Gronk has decided to... for some reaon we've got probably dirt on the track. It just needs a bit of a clean. Penna Lane TMD says, I built a World War I trench system with matchsticks and cardboard. Then with my toy soldiers, I'd recreate the battles of World War One. Yeah, wow. And there's loads of. I used to make huge viaducts out of Meccano, and then lay trains across, run trains over them in my bedroom.
Okay, so now we have Iron Horse.
Iron Horse Heathen
with Albion Railway, look at the cameo scene.
Make it full screen.
The double rail gauge layout. So
Oh,
this is one that
like
I
a
always
scrapyard.
find fascinating when he builds this stuff.
oh, is it like mechanized?
We've seen a lot of this before. Sorry, a lot of this layout.
Oh, the
before.
scrap. Yes, the scrap loads. I did see the post on Facebook about this. Tom McKee says, "Hi all, sorry for being late. Just home. Was out on Easter Monday.
A Monday
Happy
Clubber
Easter."
is never late, nor are they early. They arrive precisely when they mean to.
Wow, these loads actually are working
They
out
look
quite well.
great.
I would suggest actually something like copy decks might for sticking stuff down. Those wagons, I would say, would be on the real railway would be considered a bit overloaded, but certainly
Wow.
it's a great
My
effect.
Goodness. That looks
Really
real.
great effect. Scrapyards are always really, really interesting to build because the detail. There's so much going on.
Oh my goodness, this is amazing.
Yeah. So forces, is that an A1?
To be honest with you, I
A1,
just said
I
this
think.
is close to film quality.
It's great, and the ballasting is really good as well. I know that a lot of people do struggle with ballasting. I need to do some more videos. Evan Terry says, "Jenny, how do I send you a vid to show?" Email a link. Don't send it as an attachment because it won't get through, but email a link to something like your YouTube channel to the video to zoe@zoerobinson.com. And if you put Monday Club in the title of the email, it just helps Zoe to sift that out. Iron Horse Heathen said it's the tornado I've been messing with. Yeah, but the ballasting is really, really good. And it's like I was saying before, ballasting is something I know a lot of people struggle with. I need to do some more like guide videos.
Look at the
Because
cool-
I think ballasting doesn't have to be something that scares people. So I think I need to do a few more how-tos, just like really focusing on technique. But yeah, the ballast has really turned out nice on this.
Yeah.
Will Tucker says, Joanna Crompton tweeted photos this week of the East Lancs Railway scrap train. I didn't realise they had a scrap train. Or were they having a clear out? Donget's Model Railway, the only problem with scrapyard scenes is stocking them with the correct type of withdrawn steam loco gets expensive. The Daypole kits, the actual plastic kits, well worth doing. There was actually, it was featured in, I think, Railway Modeler. That is actually a really good model. But they actually, somebody did like a little diorama, and they actually used the Daypole kits, and they'd like cut them, detailed them, and made some beautiful, beautiful models. Ham Shackleton says, Doggets, raid the junk box at shows for scrap locos. Definitely, yeah. But yeah, don't neglect the Daypole kits. You can actually like cut them open, add in boiler tubes. You can actually have like a part cut up locomotive. And like I said, I've seen a really great model done like that. Ruben Ashwell says that's a pretty good looking scrapyard scene. Simon Train's Model Railway Showcase says ELR scrap train. They were cleaning the rubbish away from the line side. Right, yeah. Valley's 56XX ballast is the most important bit of a layout. Actually, yeah, I think I'd agree with you because it's certainly an area that the eye does tend to get drawn
Yeah,
to.
and there's so much of it.
Yeah. Zach Farmworth asks, out of curiosity, what email service do you use? You're on Gmail, aren't you?
Yeah, we just use Gmail.
Just Gmail. Richard Swiderski says window boxes would look good. Flymo chairman.
That was a question that was on the video.
Right, yes. UKX Greenie says a bit spooky this layout. I think it's really nicely done.
I think it's
got
brilliant.
that sort of like dirty real world vibe to it. And as Matavel says, incredible weathering, really heavy, but somehow still smooth. I like that the smooth transition between the roads and the grass, and it's really worked ever so well.
And the fact that the roads and stuff aren't flat,
Yeah.
there's ridges and bits.
And it's all about texture as well.
I forget down all that.
Texture is really, really important. I love the weathering on that Ferguson TE20 tractor. Really, really nice. And like the little cameos like this, really, really nice. The keep out on the shed. made from coffee sticks. And it just shows you can make stuff really, really readily out of bits and pieces.
Yeah.
Mark Wilson says, good luck with your new job, Jenny. Thank you ever so much. Let's go to the pub. Jesus, do you get any form of warranty from Hattons, or do they test them before sale? Both. With the second-hand items, they do test them, but there is a warranty as well. No quibble warranty. So you shouldn't have any problem buying stuff from there.
I think we need to move on from this one now. It is very, very good. And I was like
it's
seeing it.
Amazing
but this is an
detail.
8-minute video.
No worries. Right. Well, look. Thank you very much for sending that in. We're going to share the link in the chat, so you can watch a full 8-minute video on that. But brilliant. David Crump says, thanks Jenny and Zoe, got to go now. No worries, look, you take care. We've only got another 6 or 7 minutes to go. How many more videos do we have? 4. So we're gonna try and juice box our way through these videos. So we're just waiting for YouTube to...
I wish YouTube, when I press pause, would actually pause. This is from Richard Swiderski, and
brilliant.
He's got a bit of information for us. He says, here's a nice Monday Club video for you. Thought you might like this. It's the first charter steam train in 2021. Unfortunately, it was removed at Llandilo, Wales.
Llandudno.
Llandilo or something.
Right.
Yeah, due to a flat wheel due to an emergency stop. Ooh. Thanks to trespassers.
Yeah, somebody posted some video footage of some trespassers on the line.
Yeah.
Who, when they were told to get off the line, had the audacity to just swear at the people telling them to get off the line. It's like you're walking down a blooming main line.
Yeah. These things don't stop just like that.
No, they don't. They can take at full speed. They can actually take well over a mile. Certainly, a freight train can take a long, long way.
Yeah.
Stephen Cameron says, going to make Mary's tea back soon. No worries.
This looks so real.
Worthington Model Railway says, what is the optimum time for a submission video? That's actually a good question.
I don't know. Anytime on Monday before we start is the optimal time because I'll see it.
No, I think length of video.
Oh, 4 minutes at most, because we can have a nice chat. Well, Jenny will read some comments like she always does. We'll talk about the video and then move on to the next one. That's usually the best.
If it's a really, really long video, we tend to either skip through or we move on. But we do post the links in the chat so that people can go and find the full videos or watch again.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you aim for about 4 minutes, is pretty good.
Jay, I know what you're saying, but I don't think we can agree.
Yeah, it's like... Barry Turner says, sorry, all got to go before I fall asleep. Too many drinks. Birthday. Enjoy the
well, in that case...
No worries.
Happy birthday to you.
Squash tomatoes and stew. Bread and butter in the gutter. Happy birthday to you.
I'm shocked. It's very clever photoshopping there. The smoke almost looks real.
There's some really, really nice pictures here. And you've been quite lucky there on the weather as well. So thank you ever so much for that, Richard Swiderski.
Also, thank you for putting the end on so Jen knows when to press the buttons. She can be a bit slow at times.
Yeah. And Penna Lane TMD says, being on a loco when something comes across in front of you is very scary. Happened to me at Wensleydale Railway on Joe M when firing her. Scary. I know what you mean, yeah. It's like when you get like a small child that's usually oblivious to their surroundings and they'll run out into the road and you suddenly find yourself stamping on the brakes, and it's like your heart rate is like going through the roof. And with a train, it's with a much longer stopping distance, you're almost like a passenger. Once you apply the brakes, there's nothing you can do. And I have known train drivers who've had incidents where it's really, really difficult on them. McBenman one says, hi Jenny, can I submit someone else's video if I have their permission?
If you have permission, we need to know you've got permission, because otherwise we can get hit with all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, so you have to have permission, but if they give their permission, and we probably need to that in writing just in case, just to cover ourselves, then that's all right.
So our next one is actually Penna Lane TMD, Gronks
yes.
at Penna Lane. So I think this will be a one that you will enjoy.
Oh, I always love a good Gronk. This is quite a collection. So
yeah, and nice effects as well.
Yeah, all in matching liveries. Really nice. So is that RSS? Is that RSS engineering?
Oh, I like the use of little people there.
The ballast. Oh, that's actually a really good little
That's a nice diorama.
That is actually really, really nice.
Yeah.
Good ballasting as well. There's some interesting liveries here. I like Gemini and EWS rebranded as RSS. There's some really interesting. I'm not familiar with some of these. I mean, that's obviously started out as EWS and then been rebranded. But some really interesting liveries. Really nice. I do love a good Gronk. Again, that livery there, I'm not familiar with these. A lot of the post-privatisation liveries, I'm really out of the loop on. Railway Support Services, says Penna Lane TMB. Thank you for clearing that up. I've not come across it before. That is really nice. Is that one of the Daypol low gauge ones?
They're chunky, aren't they? This is why I like Gronks. They've always got something interesting going on with them. There's bits here and there, and
thank you ever so much for sharing those with us. So thank you ever so much. Have you've put the link in?
Of course I have.
So we've got the link in the description. Cotswold Rail is the other one. I remember Hornby did not one but 2 Class 8s in Cotswold Rail livery, and almost as soon as they released them, Cotswold Rail went bust. They disappeared. But that's a livery you don't tend to see so much. But thank you ever so much for that. Thank you ever so much. Do we have many more?
We have 2 more.
2 more videos. So we're gonna do those, and then we will be done and dusted tonight. But it's been great having you company. I'm just checking the time.
Yeah. Now this one is Cheshire Line's Weaver Viaduct.
And I'm sorry if I went off on one earlier on. I wasn't like aiming at any of you guys.
To be honest with you, you've been dealing with it's been daily for you for a couple of weeks now.
Unfortunately, yeah. And I think it's, when it's brought to my attention by manufacturers and retailers saying, do you know what such and such is saying?
Yeah, I can understand why.
And they think that these trolls are wallies as well. And the trolls don't understand that these, that manufacturers read. They might not post, but they read stuff.
Yeah.
Anyway, Cheshire Line's Weaver Viaduct scratch build.
This will be interesting. Scratch building, eh?
Yeah. Oh, right. So that's the real Dutton Viaduct. It's quite a big one. The Royal Border Bridge, North. Is that the one at? Oh, yes, this one.
You love this one.
I love that Tamar Bridge. That when you showed us the video on making it, I was so impressed. Oh, Ham Shackleton says Don had trouble with someone stealing his videos and claiming them as theirs. Oh, that is a. Ooh.
To be honest with you, there's a lot of that on YouTube. I've had videos stolen and re-uploaded. One of my friends, John Gage from the retro community, he does reviews.
Right.
And some people were just stealing his reviews with his branding on them and putting them up on their own channel.
That really is. So there is a function in YouTube, it'll tell you if your video turns up somewhere else.
Yeah, they've had to put that in because of this. It's rampant.
This is a really nice, thorough build. I love this model. That Brunel double tubular bridge really is nice. But that is amazing.
Yeah, people are saying, yeah, these will have taken a while. Yeah, I bet they have.
That is actually really... I mean, you the way the video is put together makes
those arches.
It makes it look effortless, but I know there's a lot of work gone into that. Garthian says, Jenny, you have one of the best channels on YouTube. Oh, I like this comment. You also have more fans than many other modelers. We will always support you no matter what. Oh, thank you very much. That's ever so kind of you.
Don't tell her that. She'll get a massive head.
My word. Penna Lane TMD says, one lad tried to claim my layout was his, sharing pictures of the layout, saying it was his. Some people, unbelievable.
Why would you do that? Why?
Yeah.
Make your own.
This is really well done. Yeah, no, good tip. Wrapping with the polythene as well, so you don't get any splash over.
Yeah.
This layout has really come together. This one you made the comments. They get in at the ground level.
At the ground level and watch.
Oh, I like the fox. Look at
this.
that.
Is just amazing.
And that's ready for the water, the resin pour.
Wow.
6 kilos. God, that is a big area, but wow, that really, really is nice.
So time consuming, but worth it.
Yeah. See, I would have personally, I would have put, I'd have probably put a few bits and pieces on the bottom.
Yeah, but at the same time, if that's supposed to be quite deep, you wouldn't necessarily see them.
But no, something like a rect. Yeah, Ben told that you can watermark videos, I believe, but you will need a video editing program to do it.
Yes, and I know where. And going back to the retro gaming stuff again, Chinny Vision, he mentions that putting your little watermark in the corner, they can easily remove that.
They crop it off.
But what he does is he puts at a random position somewhere on the thing a watermark that you can't see. But he knows how to invert the video and do all kinds of effects, and it'll show up. That's how he proves
this is. I am really loving this model. I love bridges, I have to say.
It's so well done.
But the thing is, Donget's Model Railway, if you've got the unedited footage, you've got the bits that they can never have because you didn't. When we film, obviously, you've got the bits at either end, the bits between the cuts.
Plus,
luckily,
if you're on the screen at any point,
it's like, dude, it's me. Luckily, I've not had anybody try and steal mine. At least I've not found anybody stealing mine. Yeah, and I guess one of the things is, like, on the flip side, if you're well enough known, then people will call them out if they tried it.
Yeah.
But it tends to be the smaller channels. I mean, like, for example, the one we're watching, I think it's only a couple of hundred subscribers.
They should have more. Look at the
it definitely should have more.
And this is why we do this, because there are so many channels and so many brilliant layouts. You'll never see them all.
Yeah.
So we share them.
I just answer a question. I did see it asked before, and then I forgot to answer it. Dave Pippin, FB TV Entertainment, says, why Class 8's called Gronks? The reason a Class 8, as I understand it, the reason a Class 8 is called a Gronk is because the noise that they make when they're moving, they tend to make a gronk, gronk, gronk. And it's like a rhythmic, bassy sort of noise, and that's where the name comes from. Right. This is I'm really impressed with this. But yeah, I mean, I think the channel's only got a couple of hundred subs, if that. And it's the smaller channels like this tend to be the ones that people steal, because they know not enough people have actually. Oh, we put the link in there.
I have, but I've just put it in again.
Okay, so we've just put that one up again. So I'm loving watching this.
It's so well done. Like I've said right from the start, there are so many great people out there doing great things.
Yeah.
And we want to make sure that they get seen.
Definitely. Do go and check out the channel.
Yeah.
Penna Lane TMD, the noise they make with the rods as they move, definitely. Will Tucker says, this is spectacular. Despite Rule 1, why do so many modelers apply wrong line working, though? I don't know.
I honestly couldn't tell you, but
I think mine are all going correct line.
Who knows? Yeah. I don't.
Yeah. Only 112 subs apparently. So I'm really loving that, and this model has come together so well. Absolutely gorgeous, and the quality of the build on those bridges.
So we're going to move on now. Even though it's an amazing
thing. It is amazing. Oh, I think that's the end.
We do have one more thing. So thank you very much, Cheshire Lines. That was excellent.
Yeah. So thank you ever so much for that. Let's just see how many subs. 106 subscribers.
Get some more.
Do check out Cheshire Lines Weaver Viaduct. Really great video. So thank you ever so much for sharing that with us.
Now our final thing is actually some photos.
So we've just got some photos to go, and then we will be.
We've gone over our normal time. Google, just work. Come on. Right, here we are.
So can I make it full screen?
Yes, you can.
So these are the last ones that we're doing, and for next week, if you want to send email a link to Zoe at zoerobinson.com with Monday Club in the subject title. Matt Ovell, what's right line working before I build mine? Basically, trains run on the same side of the tracks as they would on the as cars do on the road. So basically, on the left, they run on the left. In the US, I believe it's reversed. Certainly in certain other places around the world, it is reversed. But on a UK model, they always run on the left. But yeah, Craig Douglas, absolutely right. For me, the line working is based on the direction that causes the least derailments. Right. So this is
from Amory Junction. He says, this is two of my layouts. The top two are my loft layout and bottom O-gauge garden railway. Right. I have 8 more layouts of various eras and scales. He's like you. Including a storage unit full of them. That's an interesting way of keeping your layouts in a storage unit.
I'm just looking at this picture. This lovely lighting.
It's so well shot.
Really,
the lighting looks real. It looks like a nice sunny day.
So we've got, I think that's a 2EPB. So that's a class 416 on the right.
What's this on the ground?
I think it's like an AWS, the warning thing.
Ah, right, okay.
And then we've got the Biohack snowplow there behind with, is that a 26? Yeah, it looks like a 26. Really, really nice.
So
interesting. Dongits Mulleroa says the US often has bi-directional working, so there isn't necessarily a correct sign. And France drives on the right, but the trains run on the left. Interesting.
So France is partly right, which makes a change. Quick anti-French joke there, but we're all friends, really.
Yeah.
This is very bright.
I like the little flowers in the pots on the platform and the kiosk, which interesting. If anybody's interested about how English assimilates other languages, kiosk is a Turkish word. No, I bet you didn't know that.
No, I didn't.
Yeah. Very indicative of sort of like the 1970s into the 1980s. But I do like those flower pots. Really, really nicely done.
Very nicely done.
So ML says, great way to spend Monday evening. See you next week. No worries. It's been great having you in. Penna Lane TMD also confirms AWS box. And Amory Junction says, actually, it's a class 205 thumper unit.
Wow.
And then that's the Daypole auto tank in O-gauge. Lovely model, actually. We did a review of that, actually, last year before. Tim's model row is in different videos. Do anyone remember class 421? I think they're more of a southern thing, but I believe that I've Backman done a model of that. So look, thank you ever so much for that.
We have one more.
One more.
One has been sent to us while we were doing videos.
Okay, so we'll do one more very, very quickly from Evan Terry. So whilst you, because I'm actually bursting from you.
I didn't need that information.
Yeah. Southern Train Girl says, I thought it was a class 205 thumper. David Watt says, upline is on the left and goes to London. Yeah, unless you're leading away from London, in which case, if you're looking north, on the left is the line away from London. Wamgok says, need to go now, friends. See you next Monday from my new home in Wellington, Somerset. Okay, well, look, you take care and hope the move goes okay.
Yeah, good luck.
Paco Garcia Camero, big hello to you. This is a running session in the garden with the 416.
Yes, from Train Club South. We have a message here of you, a new video of my new train that I won in my mate's garden on a 9-volt battery, as I have no 00 track yet.
And actually, that is a good tip for when you go to swap meets or like model shows. If you want to test a model, take a 9-volt battery with you and short it across the wheels. Because on a DC model, 9 volts is more than enough to get it running, and it's a great way to test models on a stand.
Yeah.
J. Paul Anderson says, we need more snowplows and 00, pre-grouping ones. Actually, yeah, the Northeastern Railway ones, just like the one that's preserved at Shildon, would be really, really good, actually. That's the sort of thing I wonder whether Rapido might get involved with that. I think that could be, I could see that as a Rapido model.
I came in with a bit of force a while back. I thought
Yeah,
it was
yeah,
going to hit the barrier.
And this shows actually
That's actually really
you
cool.
can actually have a nice little garden railway without too much effort, and this is just sort of laid onto the patio. And sometimes it's a great way to give your trains a nice long run.
Yeah, why not? Whatever works for you.
And natural lighting really does work well.
But as I keep saying, whatever works for you. That's do what works.
Yeah, definitely. But we're going to have to round up now because it's coming up to 10 past.
Fair enough.
Bursting.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, Penny Lane TMD agreed. Yeah, the Northeastern Railway snowplow is really nice. Definitely. Paco Garcia and Camero, buenas noches, amigo. Definitely. You look.
Guys, we're gonna have to run up because Jenny's running out of batteries here. She's starting to go.
No, she's running out of space in her bladder. But thank you very much for sending that in. It just got time now to say, don't forget to check out Scale Model Scenery. We've got a link in the description box below for your one-stop shop for detailing for your model railway, to personalise it and add unique features to your model and also to your scratch builds, or to improve your Metcalfe or super quick buildings as well. So if you follow the link in the description box, it leads them to there. I am starting my new job tomorrow at DCC Concepts, so this channel will be continuing as per usual.
Good.
But also I will be appearing on the DCC Concepts channel. I will tell you more about that as and when we get that up and running. But until next time, this is me, Jenny Kirk, saying you take great care of yourself. It's been an absolute pleasure having your company. Big thank you to everybody who's donated very, very generously, either on Super Chat or on the PayPal.me. Thank you ever so much. I do feel humbled by your generosity. And you guys take great care of yourself. Happy modelling. It's me, Jenny Kirk, saying take care. Bye for now.
Night night. The train now arriving is the 2111 service to Grove Street Yard, stopping at Weir Yard, Minetatis, Eindhoven, some other random stations that we can't remember the names of, and then to Grove Street Yard. That is the 2111 service to Grove Street Yard. If you go up to the loft today, you're sure of a big surprise. If you go up to the loft today, you'll never believe your eyes. For every train there ever was has gathered there together, because today's the day that Jenny does the Monday Club. Good night.